What's up guys, this is Ken from Tech Open back again with another video. This time to show you the latest version of the replica of the smartwatch from Apple, the Ultra. If you're looking to this kind of product, then yeah, you should check out this video because it might help you out in making a decision if it's worth buying or not based on its value. So yeah, let's take a look at the watch and see what it's all about. And yeah, this is going to be the first look, so let's check it out. Okay, so in the box you get a user manual. So it's in Chinese, and you also have English. You get a charging cable with a magnetic connector. I believe it's magnetic, it should be. You get the strap that I chose, which is the black one. It's this model that you're probably already very familiar with. And besides this one, I also got this white one with the kit. And yeah, we're gonna try these out. And then we have the actual body, which comes with this protective film. It has some substantial weight to it. This is an all metal build, but yeah, it has some weight to it, guys. It doesn't feel cheap. It's not plastic. It's pretty nice, and you can see it's fairly big in size. This is a 49mm version. Yeah, it looks nice, guys. This is a really nice watch in the hand. You know, based on the price that you're paying for this device, I think it's a decent price for what you're getting. And yeah, the links will be in the description if you want to buy the exact same model, guys. So just take a look at that. And you can see this in detail. You know what this looks like. You can see the little speaker grill there. That's a clickable button. Okay, so I've removed the protective film on the back. You can see the sensors there. And it's really nicely designed. It looks really, really nice and high quality. You know, like I said, it doesn't look cheap. It feels like it has its weight to it. Very similar to the original version. Okay, so this band goes to the top part, and then this long one goes on the bottom side. So yeah, I've slid it in. There was a little bit of force to be applied here. Yeah, this is what it looks like with the wristband on. Design-wise, I love this. Okay, so let's power on the device, guys. Just press the side button, and there it is. You can see the OLED panel. Look how quick that powered on. That was like super fast. Really, really nice. The colors are really vibrant. Nice and crisp. It's not laggy. Very fluid menus. It's really, really fluid, guys. If you go back to the home screen and then press again, you get into the menu. You can also change this layout if you wish. You can see the always on display right there. Click button to get into any specific apps that you set, any functions you set for that particular button. You can see I changed the screen layout if I double tap again. In order to charge the watch, you do have this little magnetic connector, which you do have to power on with your own charger, but you can use any smartphone charger that you have at home. And as long as it's USB-A, of course, the connector, and then you just latch it on, you can see it's charging. It works very well, and you just latch it on like that, it starts charging. In terms of the device, you have a 49 by 44 by 14.4 millimeter body here. It weighs approximately 50 or 55 grams. You have the AMOLED panel, which is 2.12 inches, 480 by 520 pixels. And you'll have a refresh rate of 240 Hertz, which is pretty awesome, guys. It feels super fluid. I love this screen. It's the main reason that got me into buying this was the design of the screen. And you can see there's not that much of a bezel. You know, these smartwatches do have kind of a little bezel around the edge, as you can see here, between the actual image, you know, the useful area of the screen. You can see that this one is really close to the edge. The viewing angles are incredible. That has a lot to do with the AMOLED panel. You have the crown here, the rotating crown. You have this button right here, and you have another one here on the side. These two can be programmed if you want to. And you can see the rotating crown works really well. The menus are super fluid. And then you can just back up like that. In order to change the watch faces, you would just long press the screen. You can use the crown to scroll through the watch faces, but you can also use your finger. And you can see these are pre-installed already here. This one I actually installed myself through the app. And they all look pretty nice. Now, In terms of watch faces, I do have to admit I'm a little disappointed in terms of the app. There are other watch faces to choose from, but it's a very limited selection in my opinion. This is Bluetooth 5.2. You have an IP68 water resistance apparently to this watch, but I would not submerge this. I have a feeling I would not submerge this. If you're washing your hands, getting your hands wet and whatnot, I think you're pretty safe. But in my opinion, I would not submerge this. In terms of battery life, which I didn't mention when we were charging this, it should last you like 2 to 5 days. It depends on how bright the screen is, your usage, what apps you have constantly on in the background. If you have the heart rate sensor constantly on, you're going to drain a lot more battery. So that depends on your usage, so keep that in mind, obviously. You have Bluetooth calling, you have a compass, you have a sedentary reminder to remind you to keep moving like you have on other smartwatches. You have a sleep monitor, you have alarms, you have a barometer apparently displaying brightness. You have 4 levels of brightness. It's at 50% now. If I set it to the minimum level, this is what it looks like. So yeah, you can set the twist your wrist to wake option here. If you set this option on, you'll have a little red dot blinking on the top of your screen, so you know that you have messages pending. If you switch this on, you'll only be able to preview the messages if you actually tap them. You won't have like that preview, I believe, and that's about it. And here in Universal, you can check the software version. In this case, it's 3.02. I'm getting 82 beats on average with the blood pressure monitor. And with the smartwatch, I'm getting like 75, 76. Yeah, so it's not the most ideal, accurate device to measure your heart rate. That's why I'm mentioning that you should just use it as a reference point. Don't use it as an actual device to measure your heart rate. And even some higher end smartwatches, they don't get that really accurate reading. So yeah, keep that in mind. Okay, now going into the actual menus, so this option right here will control your device. You can shut it down with this button right here. You have the blood sugar levels, which you have to manually input in your app, and then it syncs with your smartwatch. You have the recent calls. You have your contacts, which I don't have any added in yet on the app, so that's why it's not showing. You have the dial to call any numbers you wish. Go into the calculator. You have your little calculator here, which is pretty cool as well and very handy. Then in terms of the exercises, you have indoor running, outdoor running, cycling, indoor cycling actually, outdoor cycling, walking, on foot, climbing mountains, football, badminton, basketball, and free exercise. Once you choose an activity, you'll have this little countdown, and then the activity will start. It'll show you a little preview of what you're doing. You'll get your heart rate right there, elapsed time, calories spent, distance, and steps. And if you swipe to the right, you can control your tracks. This isn't really great because you're basically playing the music from your phone on your smartwatch, and the quality of sound is really weak. The speaker is really low, so I don't think this is very useful. I think it would be more useful to be able to actually add like Spotify or add tracks to your smartwatch. You can have this on the go. Just take your smartwatch and some buds, some earbuds while you're running, or some headphones. I really don't see any use for this, to be honest with you, but yeah, you can control the tracks here once it's connected to your device. And then if you swipe left again, you have the options to control the actual exercise. So you can pause the exercise, continue, you can stop, and you press that little button stop. You can lock this if you want this to be locked so nothing touching the screen will deactivate it or anything like that. Then this option right here is your respiratory rate. I don't know how this works, to be honest. I haven't tested this like 100%. And then you have a little flashlight, so you can use this to, like if you want to open a lock or something, you're in total darkness, you can use this like a flashlight basically. You have this option, which is bedside clock. If you activate this once it's charging, you have a little bedside clock. This option will be able to connect your phone to your smartwatch, and you can control the camera, the shutter of your phone. So let's say you're doing a group photo, you set up your phone on a tripod and you want to control this remotely, you can use this option to, release the shutter button on your smartphone, take some photographs. Right here you can control the call volume, the media volume. If you want the ringtones on or off, you have tactile impressions. So basically when you're touching the screen, it'll give you a tactile feedback. You can control the power of it as well. Then you also have this option, which is for the crown, which will give you a little vibrating feedback if you have that activated once you're rotating the crown. So this is a blood pressure monitor also. And I don't think this is really going to work that accurately. Okay, so you can see it's now measuring my blood pressure. I'm just holding the watch against my wrist. And it does give you a kind of a reading, but I wouldn't rely on this too much, to be honest with you. But you do have that option. You can use it like more as a reference than like a rigorous kind of control of your heart, of your blood pressure. And you have this option. I cannot get to work, the maps. I have not been able to get this to work. I don't know why. It's just not working. This option right here is the alarm clock. You can set an alarm clock on your smartwatch. So if I do add alarm, you can set the time by hours and minutes. You save that one. Then you can have it repeating only once or whatnot, just like on your normal device. This is a stopwatch, so you can use this if you're running, if you're doing exercise. You can do laps right here. You can pause it, you can reset it and go back. This is a timer, so let's say you're baking a cake or you're doing some exercise where you want to have like a countdown. You can do a customized countdown where you set hours, minutes, and seconds, or you have these preset ones: 1 minute, 3, 5, 8, 1 hour, 2 hours, and it'll give you a little warning. This you can use to find your phone. I haven't gotten this to work either, and it should have your phone ring once you press that. Mine doesn't seem to be working for some reason. Maybe I'm setting something up incorrectly, but I'm not sure. Then you have this option, which is the sleep monitor, and you can see more or less the stats that I'm getting this week, that I've used this while in bed. Then you have this little MET bar. This is like, it gives you all your activity, your steps and all that. It'll give you the overall behavior of what you've been doing overall. And then if you actually drag this up, you can see your steps here, your total steps that you've had during the week, the time you've been in movement, your exercise time, number of activities also you can see here. Then if you go into the messages, you can see your messages popping in here. So I have Gmail, SMS, Twitter, Messenger, WhatsApp, Facebook messages, all of them pop up in here. You get a little preview here. This is to set the brightness of your watch. So you have 4 levels of brightness. You have the minimum level, you have 25%, 75, and 100. Here you can change the languages. These are the several languages that you have available. So you can have the turn your wrist to activate on or off. This I think is to find your phone. Here you can see the battery level. This is a do not disturb mode. This is a lock mode, so you can have this locked with a code if you want to. You can set that up. From the main screen, if you swipe from the left to the right, you get this little menu, which has the weather icon there, which shows you the weather straight away. It's just using this as a link, basically. You have the weather icon here that shows you the weather based on what your main phone is giving you in terms of information. It's just sharing that, basically. I have the compass here, as you can see, and it works fairly well. You have the blood oxygen level reader. Just let it read. It takes about a minute to do this. You have a little game here as well. It's a little simply Flappy Bird game. You just do, there's no other games you can add onto this via the app. The app is another downside in my opinion. I don't like the app too much, guys. It looks, you can change the way this watch face looks as well. Some of them are configurable by touching, some aren't, and then you can go into some features with a few of them, into the weather straight from this one. And then you can also set how these buttons work, so these side buttons, and it's right here, key customization. So on this one, on this right one, I have double right click for heart rate. So if I double click this, it'll go into the heart rate sensor, right? If I click this from the main menu, you go into the recent apps. These are the recent apps I've been to. If I go back into key customization, I can change this. So this button I can change to heart rate, blood pressure, blood oxygen, sports, sleep, blood pressure, activity record, phone call, voice assistant, music, weather, alarm clock, the timer, stopwatch, calculator, the stats, video remote control to control your media on your phone. You can use it for find your phone, to control your camera, so you can use the smartwatch also to control your camera. You can go into messaging, into the settings, key and I don't know what this is. You have respiratory rate, blood sugar, and so forth, okay?
for like a basic smartwatch, a low cost, budget smartwatch, if you like the look of the Ultra from Apple, the Apple Watch Ultra, you just want to see the time and have some kind of way to track your activities and when you're doing sports, when you're outdoors doing sports or cycling or fitness. It does it, but in a very basic way. Okay, don't use this smartwatch as a reference for tracking your fitness if you're really serious about it. But for the overall user that doesn't pay too much attention to that, it does work. I mean, it's nice. It looks nice on your wrist. There's no doubt about that it looks nice. It's well built. The screen is amazing. Like I've said numerous times, it's super fluid. It has a really nice budget price to it. And yeah, if you're interested in getting this watch, the links will be down in the description, guys, for you to get the exact same one.
If you like this video, don't forget to leave your thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If you would like to share this video with your friends and family, just please do so. It also helps quite a lot, guys. I'd also like to hear your opinion on what you thought about this smartwatch in the comment section. If you'd like to leave your comment, please do so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.